Hello, this is Tom here, and welcome to another repair video. In this video, we're working on an Umidigi, and the back's already off. You got this very pretty looking back right here. It's got a little bit of a rainbowy color going to it. I do not remember at all what version it is, but you can see that the battery has it's become a spicy pillow. So we got to remove that battery. Now the thing is with the Umidigi is that the batteries are not easy to come by. They can be quite expensive, like $30 or $40, because they're just not a common battery to be around. There's not a lot of these around, despite the fact that this phone is rather cheap. So what do we gotta do to go and fix this? Well, first I gotta take this phone apart, but I purchased a Samsung battery. It's not as big as the original battery. As you can see, there is some size difference. That's not really a big issue. I'm a little unhappy that it is not as big. It's a 4,500 milliamp battery instead of the 5,150. So it is going to be a little bit of a smaller battery, sure, but what's important is it's just going to fit. And you're probably wondering, well, how could I possibly use this battery in here if it has very likely not just a different connector, but a different location for the charge port. Not charge port, but the ribbon cable for the battery. So I'm going to go into there and I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing. But what I will be doing is basically clipping the battery terminal off of here, and I'll be installing it on this one. Now I've done something similar to this in the past, but mostly for Apple batteries for testing. I've never done it for an Android device before, and not one that had a pre-existing charge control circuit already connected. So I don't know how this is going to go. I can only hope that it is going to work. But I do have the tools that are necessary to do that, including a spot welder designed specifically for batteries. So I ground off the pads and all that and got it through. I went through one of them, the tags, whatever you want to call them, terminals, battery terminals. I would have liked it to have been a bit better, but I think that should do the trick. Now for the battery, it should be going in like this. Lots of space to work with, which is great. I put a little dot on the board itself. I grabbed the wrong board. Here we go. The dot on the board indicates that this is the positive and this is the negative terminal. We're going to connect them together. Now they are very far apart, but I think there's enough space that I should be able to tag them on without issue. And if it's not enough, I can add a little bit more of nickel plating onto these just to extend those leads just a bit further. And that would work. I'm going to start off first though with trying just as they are and seeing if that's enough. I gotta go and just straighten these out, but I think I'm about ready. I'm gonna try them just as they are with the pre-existing plating material still on there. I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. Alright, hopefully that piece of paper there will be good enough as an insulator. So you can see dot to dot, that's plus and plus. If I switch it over the other side, you see the plus is on that side. So plus to plus, I'm going to flip these over because I'm going to be doing it on this side like this. I'm nervous because if I put this in the wrong order, I could just straight up burn the board out. So I'm not just double checking, triple checking, quadruple checking. Nope, I don't have enough space. Okay, I got to try this side. Hope for the best. No, it makes no difference. My real issue is I'm having difficulties getting it to stay in place. I'm going to have to try something else. I'm thinking of using a little piece of copper wire on both sides instead. This side worked, this side did not. It's tinned on the left side, but didn't tin at all on the right tin. I mean, it didn't weld. Welded on the left, but not the right. I could branch it over using the piece of wire. I don't know. I've made kind of a royal mess of this, as you can clearly see. I've scuffed it up purposefully, just in the hopes that maybe the solder might stick. It's not, I don't know how well this is going to work. I can only hope. It's going to require lots of flux. Completely saturated with as much solder as I possibly can get in on there. I can at least get solder on both sides. I don't know how well this is going to work. I can't seem to get anything onto this one. I'm getting some, as you can see, some solder is going onto this one. Why can't I get anything to stick to this side though? You can see kind of a reason why it might not be sticking. I think that is charring, which is making a little bit of a... It's a pretty good insulator if that's charring. So I gotta grind that off. Well, that's discouraging. Try the other side. Is that enough? I'll find out. We got a chunk of wire already available and ready. I'm gonna tin it up first. It seems solid. I don't think this is gonna work, simply based off of how short the piece of wire is, combined with just the angle. I'm betting that the wire may just fall right off. So I'm gonna have to really be careful here. Theoretically, that should do it. Theoretically. I think it's good and solid there. I'm a little bit concerned about the other side. Not overly. Just take a look at what I've done on that side there, where I folded the metal in. It does look good and solid. I think that's welded through. To the other side. Yeah. That looks good. Just looks so janky. Gonna do some folding. So right here, for example, this piece needs to be flipped up. I just need it out of the way. And this piece too. I think this piece is just gonna break away. And fold this in. Alright, it looks nasty. And I wish I could have gotten a battery that had terminals that were farther apart just to match us up better. But it's solidly in place. Now all I gotta do is fold these tabs back in. I gotta go and put some material around that first though. I gotta protect the board. It's gonna bulge a little bit on this side just because of the thick extra wire right there, but I think it should be okay. This goes up like this and wraps around. Alright. Please don't break. Okay. Time to test. My only concern is that maybe this battery is just the terminal itself may be bulging a bit higher than I'd like it to be. I think that's my only worry. Well, my major worry still remains that maybe that connection was a little bit on the loose side. I don't like how they've got this battery set up. Like the thing that holds it in place. It's good. It makes it easy to take the battery out, but it's not my favorite method. It's not turning on. It's not turning on, guys. It's not turning on. What if there was more than just this battery that's the issue? I don't know, whatever. Plug it in, see what happens. We're getting a charge. Okay, it's possible that maybe the battery is just really low on power. It's gone up to 700. Oh, and it just dropped. Oh, there we go. 58%. It keeps jumping around. It's possible my connection isn't strong enough because the battery just registered at 58% battery health. Not battery health, 58% charge. Briefly. I'm pushing on the board right now, just seeing if it does anything. Or if I feel any heat. Don't believe my connection's good enough. It's the only thing I can think of that would cause this. Would be the connections I made just not being strong enough. I'm thinking of that one side where I just spot welded it and there is no solder. Going to try again. I'm going to go and put also a chunk of wire on this side and see if maybe that's the problem. I've added another chunk of wire to this, so hopefully now this is going to work. At least that's the hope. So let's get this back installed and see what happens. I have tested this already, and it does seem to be working now. It's no longer looping. And I was trying to turn the phone on, and I realized that likely it's not going to turn on until I put at least the top plate in. I think this is... it needs to be in place in order for the power button to work. I think. Might be wrong about that. Okay, let's put this on. See if this makes any difference. Well, that might be why the buttons weren't working. This cable was unplugged. Maybe I don't need that in yet. Let's try it again. It's at around 48, 49% for the battery, so in theory, this should just turn on. No? Okay. Toss a couple of screws in, hold that in place. No, it's just not working. The amperage... Oh, it's turning on! No. Looks like it lost power again. It's still doing that cycling process. That is my theory, though, is that there's an amperage that it is expecting. It's either expecting an amperage that's not present, or it's possible that it is the connection is just really bad, or my efforts to go and transfer the battery over has resulted in some level of damage to the charge control board. Those are my current theories. It's not currently charging. It's turned on. It has turned on. It says that it's charging. What happens if I disconnect this? Nothing. Okay. What happens if I press on the charge control board? Nothing so far. Oh! Shut off again. So the connection is poor. That must be what it is. I don't know if I can make it much better, though, is the problem. I can try again and look at underneath the microscope, but there's only so many times that I can fold those connectors before it breaks. Go underneath the microscope and I'll give it another go. Well, it's been a very long time coming. A few months, in fact, since I've looked at this phone. But I finally got the battery in for it. And I'm quite confused with it because it's just such weird packaging. I had to buy it off Amazon. I couldn't find the battery anywhere. I looked everywhere. The only place I could find a decently priced one was on Amazon, which troubles me a little bit. I hope the battery is okay. If it's correct, this will all line up. It does look like it is the correct battery. Looks like it's correct. Doesn't mean it is. The connector does, in fact, work with it. That is correct. I didn't think it was going to fit for a bit there. It was an incredibly tight fit. We'll see if this turns on now. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, that got me worried. I'm never going for these aftermarket, I'll call them an aftermarket phone. These weird off-brand phones ever again. I'm never doing it ever again. Because that was such a hassle to find a battery for. Phone's on, it's got 27%. There's not a whole lot of battery left. I'm going to plug it in, just make sure that that battery charges. Okay, here's the charge cable. This is a fast charge cable, so it's capable of the higher voltages. It's like 12, 15 volts kind of thing. Very good. Curious about its amp draw. I think I've tested this already, but let's see its amp draw. It's pulling about 700 amps. Well, it's been charging overnight. I got the battery full. It's all connected properly. I have it stuck in very well. It's good and solid. It's not wiggling around. I'm quite happy with that. I wasn't sure at the beginning if this was going to actually work, but it has. So it's just a matter of finally getting the parts all back together. And just for a little bit of reference here, that ticket number is 369. Now, for reference, this is, I don't remember which ticket number this is for, but that's 300, that's 3195, and somewhere around here I've got a ticket number of 330-209, I think it is. So it just shows how long this has been sitting around my shop. It's been a while. I just couldn't find a battery for a decent price, just anywhere. I don't know if I've said it in this video or not, but all of the tools, the equipment, the supplies, everything pretty much, for the most part, I do have Amazon affiliate links in the video description. I do make a small profit when you use those links. They are there for you. although the battery connector fits, I think the battery is too thick, just slightly. I might be wrong about that, but it feels that way. When I put the back plate on, yeah, it does look like it's... So what I'm going to try doing instead, because I'm not positive, what I'm going to try doing instead is I'm going to glue it down. And then I'm going to use some clamps to hold it down fast. And if that doesn't work, then once I take the clamps off, if it lifts back off again, then I'm going to have to return the battery and go back to my search. The fortunate thing about this, though, is I can now open this up and I can know the absolute version of this phone. It says that it's the F2 version. I can also access the SIM card, the IMEI number, which will get me an absolute. So I'm going to do that right now to make sure that I do have the correct info for it, and then I will be able to order the correct battery. It's the only thing I can think of doing to make absolutely sure that I've got the correct parts. F2, Umidigi F2. It's the right part. Okay. I don't know what else to say. I'm going to try sticking the back glass on, as I said, with just some E8000 glue, and we'll just have to see how it goes. Well, it's been drying. It's been drying actually for, I'd say, about 2 or 3 days. I couldn't get to it at the time. So it is very much fully cured at this point. We'll be able to see whether or not, despite the fact that it was the correct model, that battery being slightly larger than it should be, whether or not gluing it down in the way that I have will be enough. I do got to get rid of the excess glue, but what I'm wondering about is, after taking those clamps off, will the back cover begin to split away? It's pretty easy to get rid of the excess glue. It's just a matter of using your nail on it just to slowly just push it away. I'm going to shut off the phone, it's annoying me. But yeah, just using a nail or a plastic, something like this can help too if you don't have any nails. Just go back over it until the glue gets removed. I like using my nail, I just find it a little bit easier. Well, I got all the excess glue cleaned off, and it looks pretty good. I haven't got the fingerprints off the back. There's still some fingerprints, as you can clearly see, but it's not bulging out. The back cover is holding nice and firm in place, and it looks pretty darn good. I think I'm done. I'm pretty sure I'm done. How about that? So there is another video complete. If you guys like the video, please do leave a like, and if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video. Bye.